Alright, so this is Darkwatch, an FPS from 2005, released for the Xbox and PlayStation 2. I'm currently playing this on a PS2 emulator, and I want to talk about this game. I'm going to show some raw gameplay while I discuss some of the things I want to talk about. And ultimately, I want to talk about what I think it does right, what I think it does wrong, what's just special about it, because this game is, there's nothing quite like it. And above all, I want to explain why I think this is a game to remember. So we are going to hop into one of the first levels here. On a lower difficulty, just so I can focus on the discussion. So right out of the gate, right? It's art style, okay?
There's a hidden passageway in the church. It leads to some old mining.
Just look at this game. That beautiful early console look, beautiful setting, unique setting, this sort of haunted Wild West. I mean, nowadays we have Hunt Showdown is a good example of this kind of setting. Blood West, right? But dude, in 2005, I don't know, man. I don't know if there was anything quite like this. So you play as Jericho Cross, a a Wild West outlaw, turned to a vampire, or he's turning to a vampire. I don't know the specifics, or I don't remember them. Um, and the whole vampire aspect plays directly into the combat loop. Let's see if I can. Well, first of all, yeah, you heal by picking up these little blood uh, orbs. Here they are. That enemies drop when you kill them. Kind of reminiscent to Ultra Kill in a way. I'm a fan of the sort of healing on enemy kills. I always thought that's a fun style of gameplay. Doom Eternal, right? Which is interesting because it sort of mixes that aggressive kill to heal playstyle with the more slow-paced Halo-esque shooting. If you look in the top left, you can see I have a health bar. That's what I refill with the blood orbs. And I have a regenerating shield, like Halo, Borderlands, right? And this is a great health system, first and foremost. Love this stuff, personally. Get the best of both worlds. Next, I want to talk about the more specifically, the art in depth. You have these really cool weapons. They've all got this sort of like gothic, spiky look to them, right?
Jericho, over by the church.
There aren't necessarily any unique weapons in the game. You've got your weak little pistol here, as you can see. You've got the stronger rifle archetype. You've got a shotgun. A really cool shotgun, might add.
Nice shot, outlaw.
There's a rocket launcher. An explosive crossbow. That's actually quite unique. It's actually... there's one over here. Let me go grab it. But it is ultimately just kind of like a grenade archetype. A grenade launcher, right? There's a melee weapon in one of the levels. It's really only seen once. There's a sniper. But enough about the weapons. The enemies are cool too. They're like Wild West zombies. Tell me that shit ain't cool, right? Look at this guy. Oh, he's dead. Nah. His hat falls off when he dies.
Locked. Lazarus,
The combat
we gotta break his curse if the
is...
door's gonna open.
You see, here's the thing. The combat is actually kind of repetitive. But I never found myself getting bored of it. The game's only about 6 hours long.
Watch out.
And that's probably generous if you're not playing on a higher difficulty. And throughout those 6 hours, a lot of the environments, you know, the whole game is gray and black, right? And that's... It's charming in its own way. And you're gonna see a lot of different environments. You're gonna see a graveyard here. You're on a train in the first level. You know, mines, western towns, a lot of that towards the end. There's a desert
To Markby.
valley kind of level. And I could see how the color palette would get a bit tiresome after a while, but I think that they spice it up with enough unique environments, right? So, yeah, the enemy variety is lacking too, but again, it's just... I think the core game play loop is fun, and I think the game is short enough that it never overstays its welcome.
Up high, look out.
You're gonna be shooting these trees a lot. There isn't much variety to the level design. It's a lot of kill the bad guys, shoot the trees. Maybe, you know, a turret segment in between, right? But again, that's okay. It never overstays its welcome. Here is Cassidy. She is the first of our attractive female companions. Alright, whatever happened to, the beautiful ladies in gaming, right? And I think that this area here will allow me to showcase another one of the things I quite like about it. Oh yeah, the most obvious issue is going to be old school controller aim, right? It's rough, I'm not going to lie. I've been playing shooters on mouse and keyboard for a long time now. So it was rough having to pick up the controller for this one, especially an older game like this. That right there is the Banshee. That is one of the more interesting enemy types. But yeah, see what I'm saying? We're in like a crypt now underneath a church. Like, the whole game is gray, but it's just got a lot of really cool settings, almost in like a rule of cool kind of way. I appreciate the settings in this game. Like, fuck yeah, I'm killing zombified gunslingers in a crypt right now, right? What's not to love about that? Here's the shotgun. It's solid, you know. Shooter's only as good as its shotgun. In this game, shotgun is pretty tight. Not the best, but it's pretty fucking cool. Just kind of soaking in the atmosphere there. So yeah, you have a double jump. This is one of your quote-unquote vampire abilities. I didn't know vampires and double jumping were, you know, they went hand in hand, but now you know. Dracula can fucking jump again in midair. I don't remember him mentioning that in Dracula Flow, but here we are. I don't know if I'm going to be able to showcase it in this level, but there is an interesting mechanic where you can choose to spare or suck the blood of NPCs that you come across, right? And that decision actually has gameplay related consequences, right? We're not just talking the amount of blood you suck determines the ending you get, right? Nobody likes that shit. We got actual gameplay consequences. You will gain, I think they're literally just called good or evil abilities. Yep, here's the Banshee. The Banshee is rather, interesting in terms of her design. But the good abilities are all very cool. I chose the good abilities personally. They're very cool. They're like classic, witch hunter type shit. You've got silver bullets is the first one you get. Later on, you just straight up get the ability to fucking summon lightning from the sky and rapture your enemies. It's fucking cool, I'm not gonna lie. They get turned into a red smear. The evil abilities are cool too. I haven't played with them as much, but you really can't go wrong with either path, right? They're both pretty cool. Not all of them are, they're not all made equal, but they have unique enough differences that all of them, I used all of them a couple times, right? So it's not like some are completely useless. The choices extend past the gameplay and into the story too. They're not quite as abundant or important, really. I believe there's only one that matters, and it's right before the final boss. You determine whether you get the good or bad ending. Essentially, that's it. But again, dude, the final level or the ending changes, based on that decision, which is, it's cool that that's there at all. So I'm going to finish this level, and then we are going to discuss the story. So yeah, so the game's story isn't, it's, look, we got ourselves a first-person shooter from 2005, right? There's not much going on, and honestly, love it that way. I love it that way. Just let me shoot some fucking zombies and vampires and ghosts, right? That's what I'm here for. But what is the story, right? So, like I mentioned, this guy gets turned into a vampire, and he goes on a quest to kill the vampire that turned him, to save his soul, right? That's pretty much it. Along the way, you're gonna meet Tala. Tala's an interesting character.
Take it easy, cowboy. We're on the same side. Don't let Cartwright get you in a lather. He fears you. He should fear you. We're outlaws, Jericho. There's nothing wrong with that. Some of us even like it.
Yeah, that's Darkwatch. I don't want to show too much or sit here and explain the story to you, because one, nobody's interested in that, and two, just go play it for yourself, man. So yeah, all in all, that's why Darkwatch is, I feel, a game to remember.